3 months ago, I was sitting in a doctor's clinic holding a report that showed blood sugar 350, blood pressure 160 over 100, fatty liver, and a weight of 107 kilograms. I was 34 years old and I had no idea any of this was happening inside my body. If you have not seen the earlier videos, I will put the links in the description. But in short, I made a decision to try lifestyle changes first before starting medication with my doctor's full awareness. Today, I want to share something I have never shared before, the actual numbers from my glucometer over 90 days. Not the highlights, not just the good days, the real picture, what went down, what stayed stuck, what surprised me, and what I am still working on. Because I think the real journey is more useful to you than a perfect success story. Let me start with the first 30 days. When I began, my fasting blood sugar was around 350. I started intermittent fasting, daily walking, and fixing my sleep, and I checked my glucometer every single morning before eating anything. In the first week, the numbers barely moved, and I want to be honest about this because most people expect immediate dramatic results. The reality was different. Day 1 to day 5, my readings were still between 320 and 340. But by the end of the second week, something started to shift. The readings dropped into the 280 to 300 range. By the end of the first month, my fasting reading was consistently around 260 to 280. This is a drop of approximately 70 to 90 points in 30 days. Now I know 260 is still very high. Normal is below 100. I am not pretending otherwise, but the direction was right, and the direction kept me going. Then came days 30 to 60, and this is the part I want to talk about most honestly, because this is the part most people do not show you, the plateau. After that encouraging first month, I expected the numbers to keep dropping at the same pace. They did not. For almost 2 weeks, my readings stayed between 250 and 270, sometimes going up slightly, sometimes coming down slightly, but not moving consistently. I will be honest, this was the most difficult mental period of the entire 90 days. I was doing everything right, fasting, walking, sleeping, tracking, and the numbers were not operating. I almost gave up at this point, but then something happened that changed how I was tracking and ultimately changed my results. Until this point, I was only checking my blood sugar once a day in the morning before breaking my fast. And while that was useful, I realized I was missing something important. I did not know what was happening to my blood sugar after meals or during the day or at different times. So I started doing something different. I began checking at multiple points before eating, 2 hours after eating, before sleeping. And I also started using a simple health tracking app on my phone to log my readings every day. This one change was genuinely eye opening because suddenly I could see patterns that I could not see before. I noticed that certain meals spiked my reading significantly even within my eating window. I noticed that on days when I walked, my evening reading was consistently lower than on days when I did not. And I noticed that my morning reading was directly connected to how well I had slept the night before. These patterns were invisible to me when I was only checking once a day. The moment I started logging and tracking properly using a simple app, the plateau broke. because now I knew exactly what to adjust and what to keep doing. A digital tracking tool does not change your body, but it shows you what is actually affecting it, and that knowledge is powerful. Days 60 to 90, this is where things became more interesting. With better tracking and adjustments based on the patterns I was seeing, my numbers started moving again. By day 75, my fasting blood sugar had dropped to the 190 to 210 range, and by day 90, my reading was consistently around 170 to 185. Let me put that in perspective. I started at 350. After 90 days, I was around 175 to 180. This is a drop of approximately 165 to 175 points in 90 days. Without adding any new medication, through intermittent fasting, daily walking, fixing sleep, and tracking everything. Now I want to be very clear, 175 is still above normal. Normal fasting blood sugar is below 100. I am not claiming success. I am claiming progress. And progress after where I started feels significant. My doctor reviewed the numbers and the response was positive. The direction is right. Keep going. 90 days of daily tracking taught me things that no article and no video could have taught me. First, consistency matters more than perfection. There were days I broke the fast early, days I skipped the walk, days my sleep was bad, and on those days, the numbers reflected it. But one bad day never undid a week of good days. The trend over time is what matters, not the single reading. Second, the body gives you signals if you are tracking carefully enough to see them. Sleep affects blood sugar, stress affects blood sugar, meal timing affects blood sugar, movement affects blood sugar. All of this became visible to me through daily tracking, not from reading about it, from seeing it in my own numbers every single day. Third, progress is not linear. There will be plateaus, there will be bad weeks, there will be days that feel pointless. Push through them because on the other side, the trend always continued in the right direction. If you are at the beginning of a similar journey, I want you to hear this. Start tracking, get a glucometer, log your readings, use a similar app to see the patterns. Not because the numbers define you, but because the numbers guide you. In the next video, I want to talk about something that affected my numbers more than I expected. Fatty liver, what it actually means, what I discovered about my own, and what I am doing about it. If this video helped you, subscribe to DigiHealth, share it with someone who needs it, and leave a comment below with your own experience or question. See you in the next one.